Welcome to the Capital Hungry introduction video. So you have just signed up for the Capital Hungry service where you get access to weekly trade ideas, analysis, fundamental and technical educational webinar, price action sessions, and much, much more. This is just a video to help you understand how the service works, how the information is given out, and how you can best use these services to gain more knowledge about the markets fundamentally and technically, grow your skill sets, as well as use these different tools to gain an edge while trading these financial markets. So, the first thing you receive is a manual, but we will also be sending this introduction video. You will receive links to join the 4 Telegram chats, one being the Capital Hungry main feed, which you see in front of you, one being the Capital Hungry trade room, one being the Capital Hungry newsroom, and another one being an optional of the Capital Hungry Banter Chat. Okay? The main one is the Capital Hungry main feed. Every single week, we follow the same systematic approach of sending out our weekly mental reminders, where you can see is right in front of you here, as well as some tips for the week on your mental psychology and what to focus on. This is done through these images, which is usually just a change in the color scheme, a change in the message sent week after week of what to focus on, of how to be a better trader than we were the previous week, to follow a systematic approach, etc. And then we also send a recap of one of our many psychology webinars to review this. Remember, this is being sent out every single Sunday, every single week. So we as traders can learn to follow a systematic approach to the markets and focus on what really matters, such as the risk management, the probabilities of this game, as well as the mental and psychological development needed for long-term success. So reviewing these weekly recaps and reminders, reviewing the mental reminders is a necessity, as that repetition will lead to long-term success and refinement of our skill set. So all of the webinars are, of course, posted on Vimeo, which I will just show you here by sharing the full screen. So as you can see here, you would just click the link. It takes you to the webinar. Of course, this is just one of the psychology webinars, a 44-minute webinar. We have multiple webinars on these topics. And of course, after that, then we send out the weekly recap and refresher webinar where we review our past week's analysis, the fundamental and technical events that took place that previous week. Now, normally I also send out Zoom links while I'm doing these webinars live if I have the time to do so, and if there isn't too much background noise or too many distractions at that time. But again, all of our webinars are housed on Vimeo just so we can have more privacy, easier access for members, and follow this systematic approach. So you get the review of a psychology webinar, and then this is a fresh weekly recap, for example, which was just posted 3 hours ago for this fresh week as an example coming up. It can be anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour, depending on what fundamental events we are talking about, what events have taken place, the technicals, etc. Okay. After we have done our weekly mental reminders, after we have reviewed a psychology webinar, after we have followed this systematic approach and repetition, even though it may be boring, even though it may not be fun, this is what leads to that long-term growth. But anyways, after we have done that, then we send out this weekly economic report about different fundamental events we have going on, economic data reports, as well as past weekly news headlines. All of the news events and headlines are sourced from the terminal that we pay a licensing fee for, so we can redistribute that information. So it is all real-time verified information as well. Following that, as we are still on a Sunday, we will be sending, of course, the Capital Hungry weekend news summary. Any key headlines that have impacted any pairs that we may be trading, as well as market sentiment and more. After that, we send out any political and central bank speakers we have for the week to keep an eye out. We do a reading of market sentiment by looking at various safe haven currencies, by looking at various trading instruments and how they are operating and what it tells us about investor behavior. And then another reminder. And then after all of that is when we do a market update webinar or individual analysis across pairs. Again, this is all housed on Vimeo. So members would just come here, click the link, and every single week you have anywhere from a 20-minute to a 2-hour webinar of information in intraday trade ideas, scalp trade ideas, swing trade ideas across some of the main pairs we look at, such as gold, XAU USD, GBP JPY, Euro USD, USD CAD, and US 30. And then I will also send the correlated charts, but we always ensure we watch the market update webinars. Through these analysis, we have key price point areas that we look at based on capital hungry concepts taught about historical price points and key market structure areas of interest. And we also have price level alerts at these key areas that these alerts get automatically sent to the capital hungry trade room. So the capital hungry trade room, which you also get access to, is where other members can share their trade ideas. They can ask questions or provide any information about the financial markets. Also in this trade room, there are capital hungry key price level alerts automatically sent to the chat, as well as session open and close reminder alerts, just so you are aware of any session opening or closing. Some mental reminders automatically sent there. And of course, everything that is in the main feed is sent in this chat as a backup. And so other members can reply or comment on it or ask questions. So I can send headlines live throughout the week, so other members can ask questions. As you can see an example here, this is the interactive part of Capital Hungry, where we all come together and talk about various trading topics. Only economic and trading topics are discussed in the trade room, okay? Other members share analysis, or they send newsroom updates, or they send any updates or anything they are looking at. You get your key level price alerts, your session reminders. Key level price alerts are usually across the main pairs we look at, or anything members want to highlight so we can have less watch time of the chart, and we can do our analysis, we can prepare our trades, and then we can wait for the key level price alerts accordingly. Also through this chat, I send market updates, right? I send market updates throughout the week of trade ideas. I always make sure to send polls to make sure all trade room updates, analysis, and everything makes sense, where usually we have a 90% feedback rating, and anytime a member asks a question, etc. So you can see throughout the week, there are constant updates that are reflecting our previous analysis and updating towards that analysis. They're showing trades that are taken. We are reflecting or answering questions. We are collaborating together, the key level price alerts, and much more. So you get access to that, as well as the Capital Hungry newsroom, where this is real-time streaming headlines up to the minute across all economic data. Anything that is going to impact real-world economies and financial markets, we will get that. Yes, it is a lot, and it is constantly being updated every single minute. You can see the timestamps here. These are all headlines just within a few hours, right? But it is essential as we use this information to see the market impact, to potentially take trades, to map out trade ideas, and to learn more about the markets as well. And then the fourth and final thing you get access to, the chat, is the Capital Hungry Banter Chat, where members just talk about anything outside of trading. We send random Zoom links in here anytime we're doing casual Zooms or anytime we're having discussions, and much more. People still talk about price or trade ideas, etc. This is where we just come together, as trading can get very lonely. Hours of back testing, hours of waiting for trades. You can be up at all hours of the night. But that is the same weekly process that has been followed for more than a year. So you get the weekly flow, which is all of our mental reminders, the psychology webinars, the weekly recaps fresh every week, the weekly events every week. Like, you can scroll in the Capital Hungry main feed for an eternity and see the constant market updates, the constant repetition of the same systematic approach within the main feed. And also, anywhere from 1 to 3 times a week, mostly through London session, we do live trading sessions where the Zoom link is sent within the chat. And then we will just do that session. It is also saved and recorded. Everything is saved and recorded on Vimeo. If you ever want to go back test anything, you want to go check something that happened a month ago, every single webinar is saved and recorded. There are over 300 breakdowns and analysis videos in Capital Hungry and over 40 plus educational breakdowns in webinars. Okay. This is just a video so you understand the flow. You understand how every week goes and why we follow that approach and how we update on our analysis, follow these trade ideas, use this information. Okay. As a new member, you should not be actively involved into instantly looking for trade. Like for example, here you can see a newsroom headline coming up. But anyways, you should not be actively involved, constantly looking for trades within your first couple of weeks of joining Capital Hungry. You should at least spend a good period, a good set amount of hours a day if you can, or for a period of weeks, studying all the educational webinars first, and then getting involved with the weekly recaps, the weekly analysis, the price action sessions. So you will get access to the Capital Hungry Vimeo when you sign up, and you will also get links to, example, the Capital Hungry Showcase or the Capital Hungry Webinar Vault. Sadly, due to file issues and audio issues, some of these older webinars do have poor audio, but it is still 100% useful and valuable. And we have had members take dozens of pages of notes on things they have learned through these webinars that we apply every single day. So you get access to, of course, and we recommend that the first thing you do is, once you watch this video and you understand how the channel works, how it's extremely immersive, it's very interactive, it is very information rich. We use fundamentals and technicals alongside day-to-day market sentiment to create potential trade ideas. You have to put the time and respected effort while also following the manual to follow and watch all of these educational webinars. Some of the newer webinars have much better volume and audio as well as quality, and they are all extremely useful. Okay. Some of the webinars with poor quality were recorded a couple of years ago as well, when I was still, of course, learning and documenting my process. But everything from fundamentals and technicals, analysis breakdown example, candle bodies and wicks, trends, key levels and candle signals, key levels and trends, market structure, understanding lower time frame part 1, understanding lower time frame part 2, scalping 101 core concepts, scalping part 2, swing trade part 1, swing trade part 2, mapping and dissecting and understanding market moves, economic data reports, measuring economic impact, market sentiment and volatility, tools to read market sentiment, how and why to do top-down analysis, pricing in concept, market environments, market correlations, market seasonality, historical analysis, central banks, US debt and economies, gold educational breakdown, gold breakdown example, oil educational breakdown and example, US equities transfer of wealth, the next US recession. As you can see, tons and tons of webinars ranging from 20 minutes to dozens of hours long across fundamental and technical topics. Take the time to watch these webinars once just to get the idea. Then watch them again and take notes with every single webinar. Once you have done this, I will guarantee your awareness and knowledge of fundamental and technicals of the financial markets will increase. Then you will have better understanding of the weekly analysis and the weekly flow, as well as the day-to-day market updates and trade ideas. Once you have watched all of these educational webinars, take the time to read through a few weeks of the main feed, even a few months. in your free time, just to see the same systematic approach we follow, to see how we do breakdowns, how we do the webinars, when we do the weekly price action sessions, etc. If you have any questions, please message me at JHC Capital or ask anybody in the banter chat or the trade room, okay? Normally, we do not give members trade room access until they have watched all the educational webinars. This is not a signals chat. This is not account management. You are not copying my trades because I am not some millionaire investor. I am someone who has been doing market analysis and trading myself through my own journey for a period of 3+ years now, and have developed a lot of knowledge fundamentally and technically where I can execute on fairly accurate analysis time and time again. This is why Capital Hungry has been so consistent and has had members from 40 members to 500 members to still maintaining a subscriber count, because the information, because the analysis is so consistent over a period of time. I want other traders to follow that same path and avoid the mistakes I made and increase their knowledge of financial markets, increase their technical skill set, and be self-sufficient and confident, but still be involved in Capital Hungry so we can all support each other and help each other find probable trade ideas, compound towards long-term wealth, keep each other mentally disciplined and on the right track as per our psychological growth, and work towards that long-term vision of financial freedom that we all have, okay? But as you can see, the main feed follows that systematic approach week after week. The trade room updates that analysis, and I share market updates. You have your session reminders. You have your key level alerts at price. You have other members sharing newsroom updates or analysis as well. You get access to the Capital Hungry newsroom, and you get access to the banter chat. But primarily, first, ensure you watch all the educational webinars, all the technical webinars provided in the Showcase Webinar Vault. You watch previous analysis breakdown videos, and you go through at least a few months of just past messages and the flow sent in the Capital Hungry main feed chat, so you understand how it works alongside this webinar and alongside the induction manual you have already been sent, okay? If you follow these steps, if you watch all of these webinars, if you watch them twice and take your notes, if you become involved with the weekly flow, you remind yourself about the psychology needed and you review the psychology webinars, you follow the weekly recap and refresher webinars, and you keep yourself well versed of what is happening in the markets, you follow the market updates and analysis and trade ideas, and also start to do your own analysis, I guarantee after a month or two in Capital Hungry, your knowledge base will be much larger than what it was when you first joined, and you will also feel more confident of what is going on. Now, that is just initial knowledge. It takes years of practice and repetition on your skill and craft to achieve long-term success. This will be discussed in the psychology webinars. This will be discussed in detail in the educational webinars. But please take the time and effort that you've already paid for this service. You have access to it for 30 days. For that monthly period, of course, please take the time and effort to use all of these resources. You have constant information, you have constant analysis, you have tons of educational webinars, you have tons of resources, tons of other people to ask questions and get perspective from. You have tons of historical analysis, tools such as the key level price alerts. We do constant webinars and casual Zoom sessions, price action sessions throughout the week. So please be patient, put the time and effort in, and I guarantee you will come in with more. You will leave with more than you came in. So this was just a quick Capital Hungry introduction video, as some people still get confused by everything that is offered or how it works, as well as to go alongside the induction manual. The main thing is focus on the learning first, focus on all the concepts first, and then focus on following along the weekly flow as you also continue to refine and create your own trading style, because none of us will ever be able to trade like each other or copy each other. We have to become our own masters of this craft. Okay, so thank you for watching, and that was just an example of how the channels work that you get access to, how to best use them, and how to best use the Vimeo and other services as well.